Hello. This case review demonstrates the storm target approach for the June 18, 2023 tornado event in central Mississippi. This video will illustrate how Storm Target essentially targets storm hazards to provide greater precision and timeliness than the information provided in Weather Service watches and warnings, supporting better decisions to take cover when in imminent danger and not take cover when not yet in danger. Our area of focus is the Jackson, Mississippi TV viewing area, shown in the yellow shade, in central Mississippi. This is one of 5 severe storm cases in this video series. The Storm Prediction Center forecast had an enhanced risk of severe storms across central Mississippi. The environment appeared to be quite favorable for tornadoes, given a warm front over the area with some convergence along it. We had an overlap of strong instability and wind shear, along with warm frontal lift. The significant tornado parameter was quite high across western and central Mississippi, suggesting the potential for strong tornadoes. Visible satellite imagery showed the development of convection over western Mississippi after 2330Z on the north side of the warm front. A dangerous setup for severe weather was in place. There was also potential for development over northern Mississippi into southwest Tennessee, but that's outside of our focus area in this case review. This led the Storm Prediction Center to issue a large tornado watch covering western Tennessee and most of northern and central Mississippi for a 6-hour period. Our focus is on central Mississippi. Latest guidance indicated scattered severe storms would develop across parts of the area during the next 2 to 3 hours, as defined by the green polygon. Here's a look at the Jackson, Mississippi TV viewing area, shown in yellow. Most of this area is within the area of potential threat during the next 2 to 3 hour period. A chat message, like the one shown, would recommend a monitor graphic, like that shown on the right, to indicate the threat area through 9 p.m., which is not the entire tornado watch area. It would cover most of the Jackson, Mississippi viewing area, with some uncertainty noted about the threat level for the southernmost counties. During the evening, severe storms developed across northern and central Mississippi, as shown by the 8 p.m. radar image on the left. Note the chat message recommending an updated monitor graphic covering the next 3-hour period for central and eastern Mississippi, from Jackson eastward to the Alabama state line. It would clear out most of western Mississippi despite potential for an isolated strong storm or two. The main threat area has shifted further east. Let's look at some snapshots of this event to compare the official warning polygons to the likely prepare and action areas from the Storm Target Initiative. We'll start at 7:30 p.m. local time. We have multiple severe storms around the Jackson, Mississippi area, and you see 2 fairly large warning polygons in effect. In comparison, the Storm Target Initiative would likely show action areas in red and prepare areas further downstream in yellow, providing longer lead time. We actually have one severe storm following the southern border of the warning polygon over Madison County, so the action area better represents the area of danger compared to the warning polygon, with the yellow prepare area extending even further downstream before they're even warned. Then we have 2 severe storms in Hinds County. The warning only mentions the northern storm, but there's a southern one in southwestern Hinds County, both moving eastward. And we see 2 separate action areas and prepare areas with those 2 storms, better reflecting the actual area of danger. And then finally, we have a storm that's not warned yet over western Scott County, showing potential for 1-inch hail. And we can have action and prepare areas for that particular cell before the warning is even issued. By 8:15, we see the storms advancing slowly eastward, and here are the warning areas in effect at this time. In comparison, the Storm Target Initiative would show action and prepare areas like this. We would have the potentially tornadic storm exiting Madison County, and it's moving along the very southern part of the tornado warning area, better defined by the red action area that extends beyond the tornado warning, with a prepare area even further downstream, providing longer lead time for this potentially longer-lived storm. We have another one over central Scott County, also tracking along the southern end of the tornado warning, better defined as far as threat by the red action area. In southeastern Hinds County, we have another severe storm tracking eastward, but it's within a very large warning polygon. The whole northern half of the polygon, there's no danger whatsoever, and the red area for action is reflected only in the southern part of the warning area, with the prepare area extending downstream from the warning polygon. And finally, we have this swirly looking storm in northern Rankin County that is intensifying, has potential to become severe, and so we have a yellow prepare area for that storm, given the potential for strengthening, even though there's no warning out yet for that storm. By 8:30 p.m., we now have a warning for that storm in northern Rankin County, a tornado warning in fact. Otherwise, we have numerous polygons overlapping, a pretty confusing situation. How would the Storm Target Initiative be different? Well, we actually would have focus on two main storms. One, that one in Rankin County that's moving eastward, and then the second one just north of Scott County with tornado potential. And then that storm is about to move out of the warning polygon. You see the red action area extending beyond the warning area, with the yellow prepare area even further downstream, providing again 30 to 60 minute lead time for this dangerous storm. By 8:55 p.m., we have these storms continuing to move eastward to the east of the Jackson area. Here are the warning polygons in effect at this moment in time. For the Storm Target Initiative, we would have multiple action and prepare areas. For some storms that are within the warnings and a couple that are not in the warnings yet, but show potential for severe weather. Notice the difference in how these areas compare to the warning polygons. For example, the polygon in eastern Hines and western Rankin, much of the polygon has no danger. The severe storm only is affecting the southeastern portion of that polygon. Likewise, for the tornado warning in the Scott County, that storm also is mainly focused on the southern half of that particular polygon. The action areas better reflect the areas of danger for the next 10 to 20 minutes, with the prepare areas providing longer lead times for areas downstream. By 8:40 p.m. and 8:50 p.m., we see an advancing line segment showing the potential for 50 to 60 mile per hour winds on the base velocity data and the potential for up to 1 inch hail on reflectivity. And yet there's no warning out just yet, but we would still likely recommend through the chat messages below an action area ahead of this line segment as shown in red, with the downstream prepared area giving longer lead time. By 9 p.m. a warning is finally issued for that area, but it's a large polygon. The actual area of threat for this east-northeast moving line segment is actually the southern half of the polygon. There's not really a lot of danger in the northern part of this warning area, and this is better reflected in the action and prepare areas. Finally, at 9:25 p.m., we have multiple potentially tornadic storms east of Jackson, Mississippi. We see the warning areas shown and the storm target areas for action and prepare. Note the differences. We actually have two tornado signatures on the velocity data shown here in eastern and southern Rankin County. Both are traveling along the southern edge of the respective tornado warnings, but they're right in the middle of the action areas shown in the red shade, with the yellow prepare areas providing much longer lead time downstream of the existing warnings. We have another severe storm moving into northwestern Scott County, mainly tracking across the southern portion of that warning polygon. There's not much imminent threat right now in the northern part of that warning, but it's better reflected in the areas shown in red and then the prepare area in yellow. And finally, there's still an unwarned storm that's showing potential for 1 inch hail approaching northwestern Madison County that we have action and prepare areas for. And these are all described in the chat messages below that suggest the particular area's focus. This map shows the storm reports for this event. The red dots represent tornado reports. Numerous reports of tornadoes and wind damage were received during this event across central Mississippi. In this case, we had an event in which the threat for the Jackson, Mississippi TV viewing area was within the first 3 hours of watch issuance, rather than later in the watch period. Hopefully in this case demo, you saw multiple instances of prepare and action information that downscaled warning information, such as to provide better threat information sooner than what the larger official warnings provided. Refer to the main website, storm-target.com, to review other cases in this video series. Thank you.